But how does a nation, society, or country determine their laws? Like, what criteria should we use? Should we look at the laws of nature to help us decide what's right and wrong? Well, if we did that, then we would just live in this constant survival of the fittest motif, where the strong overpower and devour the weak. Now, certainly in our history, we have had stuff like imperialism and colonialism that very much seem to look a lot like the laws of nature. But over time, humanity has realized that we need not resemble nature in how we do things, just constantly conquering or being conquered by others. How about then, instead, we set laws that benefit the greatest number of people? This type of utilitarian approach makes more sense. And yet we still get a sense that the majority should not be able to always overpower the minority. Or that we shouldn't just be a pendulum that's swinging constantly from one end of the spectrum to the other. That people should have equal say and opportunity in this world. Okay, how about then we set rules based on what has worked in the past? Or what hasn't worked in the past? A sort of reactionary approach to things. After all, the United States Constitution was a reaction against the monarchy of England that we sought freedom from. And nowadays, it is the job of the Supreme Court to determine whether laws are constitutional or not. But I've noticed something that kind of bugs me. A lot of times, laws seem to be based on the context in which the society finds itself in. It's very specific to a time or place. Like, I would imagine that the things that the founding fathers debated and argued about are completely different than the things that we argue and debate about today. Imagine 300 years from now. What will we debate and argue about then? And will the things that we debate and argue about today even be relevant then? And so I get a sense that laws should not just be situational. They should not just be reactionary. If something is right or wrong, it should be right or wrong regardless of the age, context, or situation. If how we are called to live together matters, then we need some sort of rubric to go by. Regardless of age, regardless of culture, regardless of context. I submit to you, church, that is the significance of the Ten Commandments.